Overthinking is your brain trying to fix a problem that can't be fixed by thinking. It's trying to reason its way to safety, and it never arrives because there is no amount of replaying, analyzing, or predicting that will ever make an uncertain future certain. But your brain doesn't know that, so it keeps trying. Somewhere right now, someone just made a decision in 10 seconds and moved on with their life. Sent the text without reading it 4 times. Fell asleep without replaying today's conversation on repeat. And then there's you, lying awake right now or watching this on a break you gave yourself out of guilt. Still turning over something someone said 3 days ago. Still rehearsing a conversation that hasn't even happened yet. You already know something is wrong. You just don't know how to name it. So let me name it for you. It's not stress. It's not anxiety, not exactly. It's the thing underneath both of them. It's the spiral, the one that plays the same 10 seconds of a memory, again and again, until you can't remember what silence in your own head even feels like. Here's what I want you to sit with for the next few minutes. By the end of this video, you're going to know the exact moment your mind decided this was normal, and the one shift that finally breaks it. Keep that in the back of your mind. We're coming back to it. Let's be honest about what overthinking actually is. It's not thinking too much. That's the lie we tell ourselves to make it sound harmless. Every night, every silence, every empty 5 minutes it's handed. Let me tell you about a woman named Priya. 29, smart, capable, the kind of person other people go to for advice. And every single night, the second her head hit the pillow, her mind opened for business. The ceiling fan clicking overhead in the dark. Her phone face down on the nightstand, screen still warm. And underneath all of it, the same questions, louder in the silence than they ever were during the day. Did I sound weird in that meeting? Does my roommate actually like me or just tolerate me? Was that email too short, too long, too cold? What if I made the wrong choice moving to this city? Hour 1, she told herself she was just processing her day. Hour 2, she was rewriting conversations that already ended. Hour 3, she was crying, not about anything specific, just exhausted from a war that had no enemy she could actually fight. She started calling 3 a.m., the hour where I meet myself, which sounds almost poetic, until you realize what she actually meant. It was the hour she couldn't escape herself anymore. Now stop for a second. Think about the last time your mind did this to you. Not the big crisis, the small one. A text you sent and immediately regretted, a look someone gave you, a decision you're still not sure was right. How many hours total do you think you've spent this year rehashing things you cannot change? Most people have never actually calculated that number. And once you do, it stops feeling like just how your brain works and starts feeling like something being stolen from you. Priya finally broke the pattern, but not the way you'd expect. She didn't meditate her way out of it. She didn't force positive thinking. She did something almost stupidly simple. Every time the spiral started, she asked herself one question. Is this thought fixing something or just repeating something? That's it. No elaborate technique, no 45-minute morning ritual. And here's something worth knowing. Nobody agrees on exactly how many thoughts pass through a mind in a day. But most people who study this say it's a lot more than we realize, and we barely notice most of them. The ones you do notice, though, at midnight in the dark, those are the ones that decide whether you sleep or not. Because here's the truth nobody tells you about overthinking. It isn't a thinking problem, it's a permission problem. You've been giving your mind permission to treat repetition as progress. Think of it like a browser tab stuck refreshing a page that already loaded. The spinner just keeps turning, using battery, using energy, going absolutely nowhere. That's not diligence. That's a glitch. And most of us have been calling the glitch being responsible, being careful, just wanting to get it right. No, it's a tab spinning endlessly while your actual life waits open right next to it. Here's the psychology quickly, because you don't need a lecture, you need the point. Your brain evolved to treat uncertainty as danger. Not knowing used to mean something in the grass could kill you. Today, not knowing means an unanswered text, an ambiguous tone in an email. Your brain still reacts like one of those is a predator. You are not broken. You are running old software on a new problem. And that should be a relief, because it means this isn't who you are. It's a pattern. If Priya's pattern lived at night, Daniel's lived everywhere. Because overthinking doesn't stay in bed. It follows you into rooms you didn't even know it had access to. Meet Daniel, different Daniel, a father of 2, 36, successful on paper, promotion last year, stable marriage. And still every decision, no matter how small, took him hours. What restaurant, which font for a work slide, whether to reply now or later. His wife used to joke that choosing a Netflix show together took longer than the movie itself, but it stopped being funny the night he almost didn't propose. He'd had the ring in his jacket pocket for 6 weeks, could feel the small, hard edge of the box every time he reached for his keys, a physical reminder of a decision he kept refusing to make. Not because he didn't love her, and patterns can be interrupted. Now, here's something I need you to actually hear, not just nod at. Most people watching this will agree with every word so far, and still lie awake tonight doing the exact same thing. Not because they don't understand it now, but because understanding a pattern and interrupting one are two completely different skills. So which are you going to practice tonight, understanding it or actually breaking it? And before we go further, let's be clear about something. This video isn't about learning one more fact to file away. It's about the exact moment tonight when your mind opens for business again. Because it will. And what you do in that first 10 seconds is the entire point of everything I'm about to tell you. That's the promise this video made you a few minutes ago. Keep it in your pocket. Because he'd spent so many months overthinking whether it was the right time, that he almost let the moment pass entirely, ring and all, sitting untouched in a drawer. He told me later the fear was never about the decision. It was about being wrong. Somewhere along the way he'd made being wrong feel like the worst possible outcome a person could face. So his brain built a defense system: think longer, analyze more, delay the moment you might be wrong. Except delaying isn't safety. It's just wrongness wearing a disguise. A slower, quieter kind of wrong that doesn't feel like failure because nothing technically happened. Think of decision-making like a muscle. The more you avoid using it, the weaker and more painful it gets when you finally have to. Overthinkers aren't indecisive because they lack ability. They're indecisive because the muscle atrophied from years of "let me think about it a little more." Daniel's shift wasn't therapy, wasn't a book, wasn't a retreat. It was one rule he gave himself. Any decision reversible within a week he had to make in under 2 minutes. That's it. Restaurant, reply, outfit, plan, 2 minutes done. At first it felt reckless. Then it felt like breathing again. And here's the line he still says to this day, the one that changed how he sees his own mind. I wasn't protecting myself from the wrong decision. I was protecting myself from ever having to grow. Because here's what he discovered, and I want you to actually hear this part. Most of what you're overthinking was never actually a big decision. Your mind just dressed it up as one, so it could keep spinning. Now picture this for a second. Not Priya, not Daniel. You, 3 weeks from now, lying in bed at night, the room dark, the house quiet, and your mind starts to open for business the way it always has. But this time something in you recognizes it almost immediately. This is the tab, this isn't fixing anything. And instead of following it down for 2 hours, you just close it. Not perfectly, not every time, but enough times that sleep starts to feel like rest again instead of an escape you have to fight for. That version of you isn't fictional. She's just been buried under a few thousand nights of practice doing the opposite. We're not done yet. There's a third piece to this, and it's the one people resist the most. It's not distraction. It's not just don't think about it. It's building tolerance for not knowing. This is uncomfortable to hear, so let me say it plainly. You will never think your way into certainty. Some things you will simply never fully know, whether they liked you, whether the decision was perfect, whether you said the right thing. Overthinking isn't the punishment for not knowing. It's the refusal to accept that you don't get to know, and that refusal is exhausting you. Think about how much energy you spend trying to guarantee outcomes you were never able to guarantee in the first place. That's not caution. That's a losing negotiation with reality held every single night alone in your own head. The people who seem calm, who seem like they just don't overthink things they didn't get lucky with a quieter brain. They practiced tolerating uncertainty until it stopped registering as danger. That's the entire secret hiding behind every "just relax" piece of advice you've ever been given and hated. Now here's where it all comes together. Close your eyes for a second and picture her tonight. Head on the pillow, mind quiet, not because nothing happened today, but because she finally stopped mistaking repetition for resolution. That's not a fantasy you're watching from the outside. That's a night you have permission to have. You don't need to fix your entire mind tonight. You need to catch one spiral one time and ask it one question. Is this fixing something or just repeating something? That's the whole shift. If any of this felt like I was describing your own nights back to you, you're not the only one who needed to hear it. Catching the spiral instead of following it. Treating small decisions like small decisions again. practicing tolerance for the not knowing instead of fighting it every night. None of this requires becoming a different person. It requires catching yourself one thought earlier than you used to. Remember that moment from the start of this video? The exact moment your mind decided this was normal? It wasn't one big moment. It was 1,000 small ones where a thought looped and you let it because you didn't know you had another option. Tonight is another one of those moments. Except now you know. So let's go back to where we started. Somewhere right now, someone is making a decision in 10 seconds and moving on with their life. Falling asleep without replaying the day on repeat. Hearing silence in her own head and not flinching from it. That person was never someone else. She's the one underneath all the spinning. Still there, still one caught thought away. There are a lot of us figuring this out together, one caught thought at a time. So if you want to keep going with this, stick around. It helps more than you think. And if you've ever wondered why some people seem to move through life so much lighter than you, like they're not carrying the same invisible weight, the next video breaks down exactly what they do differently. The person you met at the start of this video, she's not somewhere out there anymore. She's you tomorrow morning making the first decision in 10 seconds.